South Africa versus Egypt. Which country is better? In this video, we shall be putting two African giants, South Africa and Egypt, against each other to see which country comes on top. These two countries have made tremendous progress in the last couple of years. They both stand out in several factors, which is why we want to establish which country is really superior to the other. For this comparison, we shall be using indices like economic strength, infrastructure, standard of living, military strength, passport strength, and tourism. But first, if you are new on the channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Geography and demography. South Africa is a beautiful country located at the southern tip of the African continent, bordered by Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, and the Indian and Atlantic Oceans. It features a highly diverse landscape, including coastal plains, highland plateaus, mountain ranges like the Drakensberg, and the vast arid Karoo region. The country is rich in natural beauty and resources, including gold, platinum, and coal. South Africa covers a land area of approximately 1.22 million square kilometers, making it the 25th largest country in the world and the 9th largest in Africa. It has three capital cities: Pretoria, administrative; Cape Town, legislative; and Bloemfontein, judicial. The country enjoys a diverse climate due to its varied topography. Coastal regions have a Mediterranean or subtropical climate, while the interior experiences a semi-arid or temperate climate. Winters are generally cool and dry, while summers are warm with seasonal rains, especially in the northeast. The Western Cape has winter rainfall, making South Africa climatically rich and varied. Demographically, South Africa is home to over 60 million people, making it one of the most populous countries in Africa. The population is incredibly diverse, with 11 official languages and a complex mix of ethnic groups, including Black Africans, about 80%, whites, coloreds, mixed race, and Asians. Urbanization is high, with major cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban playing key economic and cultural roles. Despite its diversity, South Africa continues to grapple with inequality, rooted in its colonial and apartheid past. Egypt, on the other hand, is located in the northeastern corner of Africa, bordered by Libya to the west, Sudan to the south, and Israel and the Gaza Strip to the northeast. It also has coastlines along the Mediterranean Sea to the north and the Red Sea to the east. The country is dominated by the vast Sahara Desert, with most of its population concentrated along the fertile banks of the Nile River, which runs from south to north and supports nearly all agriculture and urban life. Egypt covers about 1 million square kilometers, making it the 30th largest country in the world and the 11th largest in Africa. Despite its vast size, over 90% of Egypt is desert, with most people living along the fertile Nile River Valley and Delta, which makes up just a small fraction of the land. The capital city is Cairo, a bustling metropolis and the largest city in the Arab world. Egypt has a desert climate, characterized by hot, dry summers and mild winters, with very little rainfall. Coastal areas experience more moderate temperatures, especially along the Mediterranean coast. Egypt has a population of over 110 million people, making it the most populous country in the Arab world and third most populous in Africa. The majority are ethnic Egyptians, with small minorities of Nubians, Bedouins, and other groups. Most Egyptians live in urban centers such as Cairo and Alexandria. Arabic is the official language and Islam is the dominant religion, deeply shaping Egypt's culture and social structure. To conclude on this round, South Africa is larger than Egypt when it comes to surface area, but Egypt has a population almost double that of South Africa. Also, South Africa has a better climate than Egypt, because Egypt is mostly covered by the Sahara Desert, which makes the country very hot. So because South Africa has a better climate, it wins this round. Economic strength. South Africa boasts the most advanced and diversified economy in Africa, classified as an upper-middle-income economy by the World Bank. It serves as a regional hub for finance, industry, mining, and services, with Johannesburg functioning as the continent's financial capital. South Africa's economy is anchored by its natural resources, particularly gold, platinum, diamonds, coal, and other minerals, making mining a key driver of export earnings and employment. The country also has a strong manufacturing base, producing automobiles, machinery, and processed food. The service sector, including banking, telecommunications, and retail, contributes the largest share to the GDP. Agriculture, though smaller in scale, is vital for rural livelihoods and food security, with major outputs including maize, citrus fruits, wine, and sugar. As of 2024, South Africa's GDP stands at approximately $399 billion, with a GDP per capita of around $6,400. Its main exports include precious metals, automobiles, minerals, and agricultural products. Key trading partners are China, the United States, Germany, and neighboring African countries. Despite its strengths, South Africa faces deep challenges such as high unemployment, especially among youth, widening inequality, energy shortages, and political uncertainty, which constrain growth. Nonetheless, it remains a key player in African economic and political affairs. On the other hand, Egypt has one of the most dynamic and diversified economies in Africa and the Middle East. Positioned strategically at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, it benefits significantly from the Suez Canal, a major global trade route that generates billions in annual revenue. The Egyptian economy is driven by several key sectors: agriculture, industry, energy, tourism, construction, and services. Agriculture provides employment for many, with key crops including cotton, wheat, rice, and fruits. The industrial sector is strong in textiles, chemicals, fertilizers, and steel production. Tourism, once a top foreign exchange earner, continues to recover from political instability and global crises. Meanwhile, Egypt's natural gas and petroleum exports have become vital pillars of the economy, supported by recent offshore gas discoveries. In 2024, Egypt's GDP is estimated at $387 billion, with a GDP per capita of around $3,600. The government has launched extensive economic reforms and infrastructure projects, including new cities, roads, and a modernized transportation network. However, Egypt still grapples with high inflation, public debt, youth unemployment, and income inequality. Despite these challenges, Egypt remains a regional economic powerhouse with strong ties to global markets and significant potential for long-term growth. For this round, South Africa clearly wins. It has a larger economic and a higher GDP per capita than Egypt. Infrastructure. South Africa is among the most developed countries in Africa, boasting well-established infrastructure that supports its status as an economic powerhouse. Its cities, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, and Pretoria, are known for their modern skylines, vibrant cultural scenes, and tourist attractions, blending natural beauty with urban sophistication. Cape Town, with its iconic Table Mountain and scenic coastlines, is a global travel destination, while Johannesburg serves as the continent's financial hub. The country has a comprehensive road network totaling over 750,000 kilometers, including extensive national highways, freeways, that connect major cities and economic centers efficiently. The N1, N2, and N3 highways are vital arteries facilitating trade and travel. South Africa also maintains a reliable rail system, although it primarily serves freight rather than passenger transit. Its airports rank among the best in Africa. OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg is the busiest on the continent, serving as a key international gateway. Other major airports include Cape Town International and King Shaka International near Durban, both equipped with modern facilities. Utilities such as electricity and water infrastructure are relatively advanced but face challenges, including frequent power outages due to supply shortages. Overall, South Africa's infrastructure supports its diverse economy and attracts regional and global business, though investment and maintenance remain critical for future growth. Egypt is one of Africa's most historically rich and rapidly developing countries, with infrastructure that reflects both its ancient heritage and modern ambitions. Its cities like Cairo, Alexandria, and Luxor offer a fascinating blend of historic landmarks and urban growth. Cairo, the sprawling capital, is home to iconic sites such as the Pyramids of Giza, alongside bustling markets and modern skyscrapers. Egypt boasts a well-developed road network spanning over 70,000 kilometers, connecting major cities, ports, and tourist destinations. The Cairo-Alexandria Desert Road and the Cairo-Suez Road are critical corridors for commerce and travel. The country is investing heavily in expanding highways and ring roads to alleviate urban congestion. Air travel is anchored by several international airports, with Cairo International Airport serving as the busiest hub in Africa and the Middle East. Other key airports include Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, and Alexandria, supporting both tourism and business. Egypt also benefits from the Suez Canal, a vital global shipping route, contributing significantly to infrastructure revenue. The government has prioritized major projects such as the new administrative capital and improvements to rail and energy infrastructure. Despite challenges like urban overcrowding and the traffic congestion, Egypt's infrastructure continues to modernize, supporting its role as a regional economic and cultural leader. To conclude on this round, South Africa generally has more advanced infrastructure than Egypt, with better developed road networks, modern airports, and efficient urban services, especially in cities like Johannesburg and Cape Town. However, Egypt excels in strategic infrastructure like the Suez Canal and is rapidly modernizing its urban and transport systems. Overall, South Africa leads in infrastructure quality, while Egypt is growing fast with major projects underway. Standard of living. South Africa's standard of living is marked by significant contrasts. As an upper-middle-income country, it offers many residents access to modern urban amenities, quality healthcare, education, and well-developed infrastructure, especially in cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Pretoria. The country has a relatively high GDP per capita of around $6,400, supporting diverse economic opportunities. However, widespread income inequality means that wealth is unevenly distributed, leaving millions living in poverty, particularly in rural areas and informal settlements. High unemployment rates, especially among youth, along with crime and social challenges, impact many citizens' daily lives. Access to clean water, electricity, and housing is generally good in urban centers, but less reliable in some rural communities. Despite these challenges, South Africa remains a regional economic hub with vibrant cultural life and growing middle-class segments, offering a mixed but evolving standard of living across its population. Egypt's standard of living, on the other hand, varies widely, but has been improving steadily due to economic reforms and infrastructure development. With a GDP per capita of about $3,600, many Egyptians live modestly, especially in rural areas where poverty rates remain high. Urban centers like Cairo and Alexandria offer better access to healthcare, education, and modern amenities, though overcrowding and traffic congestion are persistent challenges. The government has invested heavily in large-scale projects such as new cities, expanded transportation networks, and energy infrastructure to boost living conditions. Public healthcare and education are available but often strained, especially outside major cities. While basic services like electricity and clean water are broadly accessible, quality and consistency can vary. Safety concerns are lower than in some other countries, contributing positively to daily life. Overall, Egypt's standard of living reflects a country in transition, balancing rapid urban growth and modernization with ongoing social and economic challenges faced by a large population. South Africa generally has a higher standard of living due to greater average income, more advanced infrastructure, and better urban services. However, significant inequality and crime affect many. Egypt offers more equitable income distribution and safety, but has lower average wealth. Overall, South Africa leads in living standards for most citizens. Security and safety. South Africa faces significant challenges with crime, particularly violent crime. It consistently ranks among countries with high rates of homicides, armed robberies, and assaults. Major cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban experience frequent incidents of street crime, gang violence, and carjackings. Factors such as high unemployment, poverty, and social inequality contribute to these issues. The South African Police Service, SAPS, struggles with resource constraints, corruption, and public distrust, which sometimes hampers effective crime prevention and law enforcement. While affluent neighborhoods and secured gated communities offer relative safety, many ordinary citizens live with constant security concerns. The high crime rate significantly affects daily life, business operations, and tourism, though South Africa remains a popular destination for international visitors who take standard safety precautions. Egypt, by contrast, has a comparatively lower rate of violent crime against individuals. Petty crimes like pickpocketing or scams are more common, especially in crowded urban and tourist areas such as Cairo, Alexandria, and Luxor. Egypt's government maintains tight control over security and public order, with a strong police and military presence, particularly after the political upheavals of the 2010s. This has contributed to a generally stable security environment for residents and tourists. However, Egypt faces threats from terrorism and sporadic insurgent activity, especially in the Sinai Peninsula, which the government actively combats. Political restrictions and surveillance are widespread, which can affect personal freedoms but are also viewed by some as measures that maintain public safety. In terms of overall personal safety and security, Egypt offers a safer environment for the general population and visitors, with lower violent crime rates and strong government control. South Africa's higher rates of violent crime create greater risks, particularly in urban areas, despite pockets of safe communities. Thus, for security and safety, Egypt ranks higher, while South Africa's challenges in crime remain a significant concern, impacting quality of life. Passport strength. Between South Africa and Egypt, the South African passport is generally stronger in terms of travel freedom. South African passport holders can visit around 103 countries visa-free or with visa-on-arrival access, including many destinations in Europe, Asia, and the Americas. In contrast, Egyptian passports offer visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to approximately 50 countries, mostly within Africa and parts of Asia. This means South Africans have greater global mobility for tourism, business, and education. However, both passports face restrictions for travel to some Western countries, and holders often need visas for major economies like the US and Schengen zone. Overall, South Africa holds the advantage in passport strength. Tourism. South Africa and Egypt are both top African tourism destinations, but offer very different experiences, making their tourism industries unique. South Africa is renowned for its diverse attractions, including world-class safaris in Kruger National Park, stunning landscapes like the Drakensberg Mountains, vibrant cities such as Cape Town, and cultural sites. Its well-developed infrastructure, luxury lodges, and adventure tourism, like shark cage diving and wine tours, attract millions of international visitors annually. South Africa appeals to travelers seeking nature, wildlife, adventure, and modern urban experiences. Egypt's tourism is largely centered on its ancient history and iconic archaeological sites, the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, Luxor's temples, and the Nile River cruises. Egypt draws millions interested in culture, history, and desert landscapes. While tourism faced declines due to past political instability, it has been recovering steadily, supported by new resorts and improved facilities. Overall, South Africa offers more diverse tourism options and better infrastructure, while Egypt excels in cultural and historical tourism. South Africa currently enjoys a broader tourism appeal, but Egypt remains unmatched for heritage tourism. To conclude on this video, South Africa is larger than Egypt, has a better climate, better standard of living, bigger economy, stronger passport, and better tourism industry, while Egypt has a more people and is safer than South Africa. So by these indices, South Africa clearly wins overall. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our subsequent videos.